In today's video, we will explore the port of Isafjordur, Iceland, and I will take you on 2 different tours that we did from this port. Come along. The NCL Prima docked here, and we can see the Prima as we ride our Tinder boats to one of the Tinder docking areas. I was glad that the seas were so calm and that the skies were clear this morning. The Tinder boat ride was very smooth. Since these are small Tinder boats, it does not take long to load and unload them, and NCL is keeping the Tinders running constantly in order to get people off of the ship. There's a ramp to get from the dock to the shore, and we headed toward the town to see what we could find to do. We decided to take the fork to the left, but before continuing on that path, we noticed a paved walkway by the harbor to see the views from there. It turned out to be a good location for making a photo of our ship. The Coral Princess is the closest one, and the NCL Star that we are on is behind it. Back on our original path, we turned right, then passed beside a playground and entered a busier commercial area. We found what looked like a tour office. This company offered whale watching, but I was interested in more of a local tour, so she directed me down the street to another company which was only a couple of blocks away, and we came across West Travel. Fortunately, they had a 2-hour tour leaving at 10 o'clock. I quickly texted our friends on the ship to let them know about it, and they gave me this very nondescript tour ticket. Now for a little backstory. NCL had to change our itinerary around due to some iceberg flows in the area, and we changed the dates, which meant we had to cancel our trip that we had booked, a wonderful excursion that we had planned. We were going to have to look for something different to do this day, and I was very happy to find this tour office. They also handed out maps of the area. So how did we get to there? We tendered right here. We took this little road here and then took a little detour to go down this path and get pictures of the ship. Then we came back up, went left, took a right at the fork of the road, walked up this street to this intersection, turned left, and there we are at West Travel. We walked back to the Tinder Port area to meet our friends for the tour, and when we did, this time there was a local tour operator selling tours right at the Tinder docking area to the Dynjandi Waterfalls. She was selling 3-hour tours and had one leaving at 1:30, which would work out perfectly as the other tour would be finished at noon. Back at West Travel, there are public restrooms inside this building and a nice outdoor seating area with a harbor view while awaiting your tours. We boarded our van and headed out for our first tour of the day. On the left is a heated football field, or soccer as we call it in the U.S. They can play year-round on this field since it is heated. The water in the bay is calm, and the lupine grows freely on the side of the road, followed by mounds and mounds of Queen Anne's lace. We made it to our first stop for a hillside covered in lupine and a lovely waterfall. Our guide said the water is glacial water and very good to drink. Guests on the tour tried it out. Our van came through this tunnel, and we stopped so that we could walk to an overlook of the town of Flateyri in the valley below. There is a cemetery in the foreground. The colorful disc is actually a giant trampoline at the playground, and there are many homes and businesses in the community. A lot of the homes are being renovated by people from Reykjavik who now have summer homes here. Back in 1995, an avalanche killed 20 people in this town as the snow buried the homes. We saw the oldest original store in Iceland. Postcards and postage can be purchased here, and of course we had to go inside. Part of it is a bit of a museum, with a little room off to the side that is the old office, and another section that is the living quarters. There are old journals on display, and there are books and a small bit of souvenirs for sale. Our guide showed us photos of the birds often found in the area. We saw lots of eider ducks. In fact, our guide farms the down from eider ducks who nest on his land. He explained the process of harvesting down and making it ready to sell. These bags are full of unprocessed down. On our way back to town, we pulled off the road for a stop to take some scenic photos. This is the 7-kilometer tunnel that we traversed to leave Isafjordur for our tour, and to the right is the waterfall where we made our first stop. If you're traveling to Isafjordur, you might want to take a screenshot of this map to take with you. If your ship docks in port, it will be right here. If you are tendering, you will be in one of these tender docks. Our tender dock was here and Princess nearby. The Prima that we mentioned before actually docked. Most of the local tour buses will pick up in this parking lot where the ships dock. Head straight out to the waterfront to find West Tours and some other local tours with pickup in this lot. Since we had about an hour and 15 minutes before our second tour, we wanted to find something to drink. The Dokkum Brewery is right here and has indoor and outdoor seating. They offer some pub food and drinks. We didn't have enough time for a meal. My drink of choice was an orange soda, and I indulged on a bag of chips. We went back to that parking lot I showed you on the map earlier and got ready for tour number 2 of the day. Before I tell you about our tour to the Dynjandi Falls, let me ask you to subscribe. Also, if you can just like the video, that will help me out too. Thank you so much. There were several tour options in this parking lot. West Travel operates a hop-on, hop-off bus for the town, which picks up at the port lot every hour on the hour. On the day we were here, there were 2 buses, so they stopped every half hour. The full transit without getting off takes about 45 minutes. Price is $32 and it is wheelchair accessible. There are several stops and 3 of the stops offer a scenic stop where riders can get off to walk to those locations. West Tours and Bus Travel Iceland were both leaving from the cruise ship dock parking lot. They can be booked on site when they have space available. We boarded our motor coach and went through the same tunnel we used on the tour earlier in the day. This tunnel is a one-way tunnel. People returning to Isafjordur have the right of way. As our bus meets vehicles coming our way, we have to move over to pull off to let them pass by. On the return trip, we will be able to get through the tunnel much faster. I'm at the Dynjandi Waterfall here in Isafjordur, Iceland. There are actually 5 individual waterfalls, all beginning at the very top with the major one, sometimes called the Bridal Veil Falls. I will attempt to butcher the names of the others on the way up. A brick pathway makes it a comfortable and safe walk as I began my trek to see the falls, and then there are occasional breaks in the path for closer looks. The first falls we come to is Hundafoss. We can continue on the brick path or take a shortcut up some stone steps. Falls number 2, and I possibly will butcher this one, but I did learn in Reykjavik that the HR is pronounced like a K, Kisvadsfoss, and there is a viewing platform to enjoy the stop there. Falls number 3, Gungamanafoss. This falls also has a viewing platform and seating area for taking some time to enjoy the falls or rest from your walk. There are 2 more larger falls, but at this point the path becomes more difficult. I'm a self-proclaimed klutz and I know my limitations, so the rest of my view will be from here. I am super glad I got to go on a tour to the Dynjandi Waterfalls, and equally happy that we got to do the morning tour that I would have missed if we had not gone looking for it. The next video we see is another port in Iceland. We'll be stopping at Grundarfjordur. Watch for that video coming up soon. This is Shirley with Shirley's Journeys, and I hope all of your journeys are pleasant ones.